Okay, folks, March the 2nd, 2024, today, new month, more or less. It was a new month yesterday anyway, and I've been kind of neglecting the pattern betting YouTube channel for a while because I've been busy just kind of like sprucing up, sharpening up my blackjack game, and also doing a lot of work with the baccarat sim from Baccarat Win Pro, which, as I'm constantly saying, is bloody marvelous. But I still, I know that baccarat is where the money is in casinos. I just can't quite get with the game because I have no input on the hands. I don't have any kind of like personal involvement other than the amount of money that I put out on the table, and that doesn't feel quite right, and it's another reason why I really dislike slots, because there's nothing you can do with slots to alter the math. I mean, they're just going to take, I don't know, anywhere between 5 and 10% of your money. Whatever you do, you might have little flash wins now and then, but over the long term, forget it, So anyway, what I'm going to do from now on with blackjack is that I'm going to bet at different levels. And the reason that I'm doing that is that for years, decades almost, I've been saying to people that shuffles and table limits and other factors that are kind of like smoke and mirrors in casinos don't matter a damn. If you're playing blackjack at a $5 to $500 table and you get to the table limit, then you just pull back. If you've got to the table limit and you have to pull back, then that means you must be in mid-recovery. You're still in the hole. You just pull back. Take your chips off to a higher limit table, if necessary, going to another casino, if necessary, waiting another day or a week or a month or whatever, to get to optimum conditions, and on and on and on, so that, if again you hit the next table limit, you don't just start betting frantically at the table limit, because then you'll fall prey to the basic negative expectation for the game, whatever it might be. And on the one hand, that negative expectation is a constant threat on every single hand. At blackjack, you're looking at about a little bit under -1% in the house's favour. It changes over time, because if you have a terrible losing streak that really hurts you, then you are going to see a swing back in your favour at some point. But the complication is always, and it's obvious, that you can't predict what the next hand is going to be, or the hand after that, or the hand after that. The one thing you can be absolutely sure of is that every win could be, but might not be, the start of a winning streak, and every loss could be, but might not be, the start of a losing streak. And I know that sounds like stating the obvious, but what we have to focus on is the exploitability of streaks, of patterns. I sort of thought about, when I was like renaming this strategy, and the strategy itself hasn't changed, it's just the name that changes to kind of make it a little bit more accessible or recognizable to a new audience, an expanded audience. But basically what we're doing is we're exploiting patterns. So if we see a win, then what we want to do is jump on it as quickly as we can in the hope that there's a second win. And if that doesn't turn us around and get us out of the hole, then we hope that there's going to be a third win. Hope is the key word here. But anybody who's played table games to any extent in their lives, and that basically means, I don't know, more than 2 or 3 hours at a time, knows that there's ups and downs, there's streaks both ways, in both directions. And I've always said, if you're not comfortable for any reason, if you're not happy for any reason, get out of there, take your chips, take your numbers, by which I mean you're down and out, how much you're down, which is essentially your target, and how much you're out, which is the value of your next bet. Take it with you, write it down or commit it to memory, do whatever you need to do, and then resume at that level next time. Don't keep falling back. Don't look at shuffles, for instance, and say, okay, well, they just shuffled the deck, the shoe, so it's time to drop back to the minimum. Bullshit! Doesn't make any difference. And yeah, if you're a card counter, well, that's kind of a religion in a way, then, you might feel that it's appropriate to do that. But it actually doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It really doesn't. Hey up. So, I'm just about to start another little session with Baccarat Win Pro, but I thought I'd start this one off with a quick squiz at because I think I forgot to do it at the end of the last presentation. A quick look at the last 30 outcomes, and I think that we can pretty much say that this has been successful. There are occasionally these really mad sessions that go deep into the red and are kind of scary, but given the build up of okay, it's funny money, but nonetheless it's a solid bankroll now, which becomes harder and harder for the house to get its hands on, because we become stronger and stronger and more able to withstand whatever crap gets thrown at us. Overall, with this program, I'm millions behind. I mean, well, I'm not sure exactly how many millions. It's quite a few. Yeah, it's 1.77 million. And the reason for that is quite simply that quite frequently during the course of my research with this program, I've said, okay, what if I don't do that and I just play the usual way, like betting randomly or sticking with one particular choice player or banker, or any number of kind of variations on the theme. But the essence of everything that I'm trying to get across is to simply say, if you attack these negative expectation games of chance with a non-random, viable, proven strategy, you have an extremely good chance of winning consistently, repeatedly, long term. If you attack them with random betting strategies, then it's just a bad idea. And I've just sent one of the guys on YouTube, one of the gambling channel guys, Jason Bulkey, who goes by the name Mr. Handpay. I mean, when he plays blackjack, he's nothing like the dreadful Steve Will Do It or some of those other lunatics who scream and shout and jump up and down and maybe a absolute bloody meek and mild and lovely at home, but just go nuts for their audience. I don't know, but he doesn't play that way. He's very kind of measured and sensible and very nice to dealers and to people who come up and say hello and things like that. But his betting strategy just doesn't exist. And his latest session, he lost just about $10,000 against sessions which were in fact in his favour. The actual value of the rounds, the bets that he made was +2 in his favour. It's a very small percentage, yes, but still not negative expectation. But because of the random way that he bets, I mean, particularly when he does crazy things like saying, "Okay, we're all in," and then $5,000 bets just for absolutely no reason other than, and again, I mean, maybe Jason's whole thing is drama, 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 excitement, thrills, whatever, for the audience. I mean, I'll never know because I doubt I'll ever know the guy. But in that, against that same set of rounds, that same data set, pattern betting kicked ass. You know, even with the fact that he walked away after like 7 consecutive losses, which is something that I would never do. You know, you don't walk away from a losing series or set or whatever. You always strive to turn around before you quit the game because, you know, well, I mean, to me it's all obvious, but apparently I'm weird because it's not obvious to the vast majority of people who play. So anyway, I'm now going to stop talking for a bit and set Fast and Furious and start a new shoe. Today's date being, and off we go. Starting as always with player. Uh-oh. Alright, repeat that. 51. 52. No more doubling down. Oh, come on, enough with the ties. Oh! Was that 3-4? Hot bet on player. Back to the minimum. +1 for the win. Double for the tie. And add 1 for the win. And do it again. That's as high as we go. I think we'll chase that one. Okay, minimum. Yeah, the reason that I said we'll chase that one is because we weren't running the normal thing. I doubled down at one point, so we weren't really legitimately at 125. It was because of a double down that we got to that, so I felt the need to chase the loss. Usually, if you get to 125 in increments of 25, so obviously 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. Once you've won one bet at 125 plus one more, so in other words you've completed a good I'm struggling for the word because it's not a recovery session, it's a revenue session. But after that you eat a loss. You just sort of say, okay, that's it, bye-bye, you know. I'm not expressing myself at all well. It's because I've just had a huge amount of pizza and I'm pretty much falling asleep, but still I wanted to get in another session of hoo-ha. I think that's 51 on player, and that's a repeat. That went nicely. Minimum plus 1. Double for the tie. 100 and below you can double, after that don't. 1, 2, second bet. That's good. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Ouch, but it didn't hurt. Sorry about that. That was a cock up. I don't mind my mistakes so much when they make me a bit of extra money. When they don't make me money, I really feel bad about them. That one I'm going to sort of just try and live with. 51, second bet. 2, 3, third. Okay. 5, 3 minimum on the bank. Alright, 5-3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 5-6 now. You don't normally do anything in response to a tie once the bet is over 100, unless it enables you to turn a bet from, as this one was, 5-3. Now we're turning it into 5-6 and hoping for the best. Okay, we got away with that one, so that's good. Back to the minimum, this time on banker. Double for the loss. 1-2, hot bet. Oops. I do hate it when it does that. Very colourful. 1-2, yeah, that alright, so we got that one. So back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat it. Minimum, still on the bank. Excuse me. +1 for the win. +1 more. We're well ahead on wins right now, 20 wins to 12 losses. But player and banker are about even, 17 to 16. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Well, it is to me anyway. What did I just do wrong? Oh, I think that's a repeater. Oh, now it's a double. I hate those. I don't know. I never liked doubling 75s. Well, now I feel better about it. Okay, so back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 1-2, hot bet on the bank. Nicely done, Mr. Banker. Double for the loss. Or repeat. Yeah, it's 24 to 16 now we're at in terms. And look at that, players and bankers 2020. Wins to losses 24 to 16. The hop is working. Still on the bank. +1 for the win. +1 for the win. +1 for the win. My goodness, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's the max. We don't go higher than that. And as it happens, see now should I chase that? Yeah, I think I should chase that. Uh-oh. So 3-4 is the third bet, the hot bet on the banker. 3-4 is already turnaround, so we don't increase it. 7-4 over the player. And 7-4 it is. I think we might be in a bit of trouble here. I get the funny feeling, 7-4. So now it becomes 7-8, per the rule I discussed earlier. Owie! 15, 16. I think I'm going to go for it. I could leave. Ouch. I wish I had now. 15, 16. Well, we're not on a third yet, so that's 3.5. 3.5, I think. That did not go well. We've hardly got any hands left. So that's going to be 7. Oops. Do this first. I think I'm in trouble here. Okay, 7-4 on the bank. Oh God, commission. We're just going to plough through with this. 11-8. Okay. 3-4. 7, 8. Ouch. 7, 8. Okay, we've ended up with a very high commission bill. But I'm just going to count my blessings. We have a situation where, I mean, with 32-1, the reason that I stuck it out is because normally the rule is if you're 5 bets behind in terms of wins versus losses and the bet is over 1,000, then it's time to run away. I didn't run away this time because we were doing very well in terms of winning bets over losing bets. And that might have been a bad choice and it might have bitten me in the arse, but as it happens, I don't know. But anyway, I think that the way it's going to work out is we're going to be in trouble in terms of win value over loss value, but we are still in the chips, so to speak. So, minimum on banker. God, I hate that commission. Eek! But I'm just going to count my blessings and shut up. Well, not shut up, I never did that, but you know what I mean. Okay, oops, so I won't worry about the 75. I'm not going to roll it over, I don't think. Oh, and now I'm going to press this again and then it'll make me do it twice. It's very annoying. See? I'm not sure I really very much like these sort of cable-free Wi-Fi keyboards and Mises, but I guess I'm sort of stuck, you know. I'll do the paperwork. Because I think I might call it quits for the night. Let's have a look. Yeah, you see all the stuff up here. It's just so interesting to me. So interesting. You know, we went down nearly 9,000. Now your average random bettor would either have gone completely mad given a large bankroll and piled money on like crazy with no plan or whatever, or he'd have just walked away and said, well, that's it, and I'll win it all back next time, and started from the beginning. And of course, you know, you can't expect to win long term if you keep going back to the minimum and trying to catch up. You can't do it. It's just mathematically impossible. The arithmetic will not allow it. Mathematics, on the other hand, there's a lot of that about. That would do it. Anyway, number 570. I think I'm going to get my arse kicked as far as 18435, 19335, 19325, 19325. Divided by 34. See, I mean, we won a lot more than we lost, so we can't really complain too much. Of course, you nice folks were not complaining at all, were you? Divided by 28. So that's plus minus. Alexa, 19325 divided by 34.
19,325 divided by 34 is approximately 568.3824.
Okay. Alexa, 15925 divided by 28.
15,925 divided by 28 is 568.75.
Well, that's funny. 568 over 569. So we've got 99%, which is a fail. Never mind. Because we won so many more than we lost, it didn't matter. Well, it was only 6, but still. Hop. Sad, huh? Yeah, that was a fail. See, now with Jason's, with Mr. Handpay's thing, I think his average winning bet was 87% of his average losing bet, and against exactly the same outcomes, pattern betting had a 165% read back on average winning bet over average losing. So, I mean, this stuff really matters. It is just arithmetic. It's just mathematics. It's just reality, and there's so much crap out there. If you just do this, and if you do this with this strategy, and it's all bollocks. Oh well. See you next time. Oh, just wind this up just because we got a new one on top now. Yeah, that one was weird. I would have run away normally, but we were in a strong situation, so I thought, you know what, I can tough this out, and I got away with it. And I might not have done. Who knows? But there's so much said about well, if you'd lost that double down instead of getting lucky and winning it, you wouldn't have blah 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 blah. And it's all nonsense, because exactly the same applies in reverse. If the dealer hadn't suddenly put a 5 on top of a 16 when you were holding 20 with 10,000 on the table, I mean, it's all so meaningless. But the point is that what we're doing is we're trying to find the flow, and then sort of like just jump in our kayak and keep going with the flow. And it'll take us over a few rocks and through rapids once in a while, but if we've just found the flow, we'll be fine. So I'm better at that than these sort of like sort of airy fairy fantasy things than I am at sports analogies, which I just cannot do at all. Anyway, I did say next time, didn't I? We're now at 21 minutes. All right, so we're off on another little ride with the Wizard of Odds, and I'm still getting messages saying, well, this doesn't count because it's not real, it's not blah-de-blah-de-blah, it's not a real game, it's not da-da-da-da-da-da. And all I can say is that if anybody pays attention to some of the crap that pattern betting, because we do tend to be the same, one and the same, have had to deal with over the last few weeks, months, all of it recorded, all of it available on spreadsheets, but not on spreadsheets with formulas, because I'm not that much of an idiot. I mean, I'm not giving away the algorithms, and I'm not giving away all that sort of stuff. I'm giving away quite a bit, I think, by showing people again and again and again exactly how to beat the crap out of these games. But I still get people. It doesn't matter what you do in this world, there's always somebody carping at you. But there we go. Anyway, well, we'll stand on that, and we'll lose on that. That's a bit annoying. That was a good hand. How dare you? Gotcha. And we'll do that again. Gotcha then too. Hee hee. Okay. Not a very big win. Well, you got me, didn't you? Yeah, I mean, the odds against. I think we're running at about right now at about 4% against me. That's huge. I mean, it's supposed to be minus 0.7% max. I play pretty good basic strategy, better certainly than any of the players that I've watched since Max at MG21 retired, and even he was doing some stuff that I thought was a bit weird. I will not split 8s against 9s and higher, though, I'll tell you that. You might have noticed. Hit that. Nice try. Oh, wow. Goody good. I think that's probably a repeat, isn't it? Yeah, it's a repeat, I think. Well, that's 51, second. All right, 2-3. Third. All right, 5-3 and minimizing. Okay. 5-3 it is. 1, 2, 3. Bloody hell. Dealer's getting ridiculous stuff, right? 5-3, that's 8-6. Second bet. What happened? He didn't win. So he'd have at least an ace up there. 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're not doing that well, let's face it, but we are on the plus side, which is kind of good. Okay, I'm going to stand on my natural for all the good it did me. So he got a do-over. That's 1, 2. That looks like a double to me. Well, that's nice. I do like it when doubles, even if it's not real money for you people out there who think that that's an issue. Jesus. +1 for the win. No, I mean, all I'm about here is just the best possible platforms to demonstrate what this is all about, and to try and stem the flow of messages that I'm getting all the time saying, can you help me with this sequence? I can't quite understand how I should have bet this. You know, thinking, oh, for Christ's sake. I've put up hours and hours and hours of demos, and, you know, why am I getting this crap? But on the other hand, at least people are responding, so I should quit complaining. How about a 5? Oh. Now we get the 5. Well, thank you. I think that might be a repeater. I think now we're back to the min. Nowhere near a good score, but we are plus. And we do like being plus. Oh, this is going a little better for us. It's like we've swapped places with the dealer. Oh, look at that. I think we double that out of sheer frustration. Alright, I think now we have to go back to 125. I think we're on a winning streak, aren't we? Ooh. Let's do that again. Oh boy. Alright, so that's 4-5. That was lucky, right? But we needed it. We got bloody murdered. I mean, some of those hands that the wizard was getting, the rat bag. Okay, we made 1,000 at 6 minutes, which is really bad. Look. Okay, I think that's probably 2-3, third bet. 5-3 minimum. Wouldn't it have been nice if I'd got the 5? Do it again. Okay, 5-3 it is. 8-6, second. Two, 3. Bummer. 5-6, second. Oh dear, oh dear. 11-12, third. I mean, really, come on. I could have done, yeah. It's 11, 12, 23. So that's 2.5, 1.5, but minimum. I mean, look at just watch the hands that are coming up, and then tell me that this is an easygoing, you know, sort of piece of piss simulation. It just is not. When I say 2.5, 1.5, or 3.5, 1.5, 3.5, 1.5. Oh, geez, I don't know. I should write this stuff down, but look, I mean, look at the hands he's getting up there. How many in a row now is it? Jeez. Gordon Bennett. Okay, 3.5, 1.5 it is. Okay, now we're on 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Tell me again how easy this thing is. 5, 6. Repeat it. Oh, gold. I think we just squeaked that one, didn't we? So we made 3,000 finally at 9 minutes. Oh my God, that was expensive. But yeah, I mean, this is part of what I've been trying to say for years and years and years and years. You know, you got to have money to make money, and you got to have a plan that does not consist of throwing random bets and fits of pique and sort of, I don't know, stress betting and all that sort of stuff. Don't do that. Oh dear. Oh bugger. Okay. Double for the loss. That didn't work out, did it? So that's I think probably 2, 3 third bet. 5, 3 minimum. Try it again. Five. Dear oh dear. Okay. I'll stand on that. Is that okay? Okay, so now we're going to do the 5, 3, and this is a good time for that to happen because, of course, you know, shuffles have nothing to do with anything. Ignore them. They don't mean a bloody thing. Neither does cutting the cards or burn cards or any of this bloody smoke and mirrors shit, the sort of the fireworks to distract you from reality and all the rest of it. Did I say 5, 3 or was it 8, 3? Well, I guess I better call it 5, 3. Oh dear. 8, 6. Second. Oh, here we go. Well, we made that one. I like doubles when they pay money, don't you? That's a bummer. That would be 1, 2, third bet. That would be a double down again. Oh dear. So 5, 4 minimum. Here we go again. Oh God. 6, 4, you rat. Six, 4. Oh no, 3, 4. 7, ocho. Alright, so we made 4,000 finally at 12 minutes. Oh, too bad. Yeah, I suppose eventually there's just a slender chance that the world is going to take note of this method of doing things. Oh, 3-4 third bet. Oh, 7-4 minimum. You pig. Nothing personal, vicar, wizard, whatever you are. That's got to be 8-4, hasn't it? Alright, 8-4 it is. Eight, 4, 4, 5. Oh, that would have been good. 4, 5, 9, 10. Second, I think. That worked. Only just. Alright. Repeat that one. Minimum. +1 for the win. Uh, 51. Second. 1, 2, 3. Third bet. 7, 8, 9. It's bloody miraculous the way that happens. 5, 3, but min. Six, 3. 6, 3 it is. We're still in minimums. Minimums. I think we're on 7, 3. Yeah, I think we're on 7, 3 now. Seven, 3 it is. Alright, so that's 7, 3. Did I say 7, 3? So that's 1, 2, isn't it? Oh, nicely. Shall I stand on it? Alright. Might be running out of road here. Nicely done up there, again. I think if this were real life, I'd have run away. I mean, no tips for you, wizard. Repeat that. And double it. Jesus. Go on, Bennett. Try it again. Alright. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third bet. 3, 2 minimum. 3, 2 it is. One, 2. Stand. Okay, so we made 5,000 at 17 minutes, which is that's about right. That's okay. Had some money out there, didn't we? Up, up, but up, but up, but up, but up, but up. bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, dum. Where the hell am I? Okay. Double for the loss. Repeat. Double down. Didn't go so well. 1-2 second. Three, four, third. Honestly, I just, all right, we're going to have to go into the second thing, I think. 3, 4, 7, 4 minimum. Stick that in your bloody hoof neek and doodle snibble bloodle. Okay, so there's the yellow card. Did I say 7, 4? Seven, 4, 11, 8. Ouch. 19, 20. We're getting into money again, aren't we? 19, 20. Third bet. Okay. So that's 4-2 minimum. This could be nasty. 4-2 it is. 6-4. 2-3. All right, so we came out of that 6 grand, 6.25 grand, 19 minutes. So I'm sort of under my 21-minute rule anyway. So I think that was pretty reasonable. But it really is frustrating, and I know when you put yourself out on a public platform like YouTube, you expect to take pot shots and to have people giving you a hard time. And let's face it, I'm very critical of some of the other people who've got gambling channels on YouTube. So if I can dish it out, then I got to be willing to take it. The thing is, of course, what I'm trying to do with people like Vegas Matt and Brandon O'Brien and Jason, Mr. Handpay, is to simply say, look, here's an option, and this is what would have happened if you'd done it my way, and here's a demonstration, and here's proof, and here's this is what I'm talking about, and this is why it's logical and practical and mathematical, arithmetical, it is sensible, viable, proven, all of those things, and people take no notice simply because one thing about the game of blackjack, of course, is that you learn very quickly if you spend any time in casinos, and I only ever did it in Nevada really, is everybody's an expert. They all know the best way to do things. I had a great guy I used to play with, Gary Griffiths, and he knew the game inside out, and he was a bloody good player, I must say, but he had particular things that he wouldn't do. He would not hit a 16 of 3 cards or more, even against a 10. He just wouldn't do it. And we talked each other around because I had my little quirks. I used to like to hit 13 against a 2, and he absolutely hated that. And so we came to a compromise, and so I wouldn't do what he didn't like, and he wouldn't do what I didn't like, and that obviously it only applied when we were playing together, but I enjoyed his company, and I thought the guy was going to go on forever. He seemed to be in rude health and all the rest, but I looked him up not long ago, and it has been 10 years since I was back in Nevada, over 10 years. Yeah, it is over 10 years. 10 years ago last April. And, so I just discovered that he'd popped his clogs. At a decent age, I think, 81 or something like that, but it was cancer, of course, and very sad. Great guy, loved his company. But he wasn't interested in any kind of interaction outside of the casino. We had a great time, lots of chats, lots of laughs and all the rest of it, but that was it. And I think that the way he lived his life was that, he had his little treat every afternoon. He would come into the casino about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he'd be there till about 5, and then he would go home, and that was it. It was compartmentalized, And every so often he would take a little extra time and he'd go off to Reno or something like that. But generally speaking, I think he was very disciplined about how much time he spent in the casino. And so anybody he met in the casino was in a different world than his real life outside in the sunshine, you know. So I think that's how it was for him. But anyway, good guy, enjoyed him. And sorry he's gone, but I guess he and I were not fated to meet again anyway. So that's the end of this particular session, and we win again, which is not too much of a surprise to anybody, I hope. See you next time.